Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to replace the thermal paste on your graphics card. This is fairly easy to do. All you really need is just a small Phillips head screwdriver to take the screws and stuff off the back of the graphics card, and obviously need thermal paste and maybe some tissues or something to clean up any dust and the old thermal paste. I'm also going to show you how to clean this fan because it's kind of dirty. So basically what you want to do first is you just want to take off the actual shroud, like the fan screws. There's just like one right here, there's just 4 screws. Once you remove all the 4 screws to hold on the shroud, it's pretty easy to take off. Just keep your screws organized, and this thing will literally just lift right off. Before you pull it off, there should be like a little fan connector or whatever for the fan. Just unplug that and you should be able to take this all off. Alright, so once you unplug the little fan connector, you should be left with this. This is the heatsink. You can clean this up, but we're just going to be removing it. There should be 4 more screws and a little warranty sticker on the back. You just remove these 4 screws. They have little springs underneath, so try not to lose those. But you just remove those 4 screws and then this heatsink will come off. And once you remove those 4 screws, the heatsink should just come right off. And then there's the GPU. And then the thermal paste we're going to be changing. You just want to take some like tissues or Q-tips and just clean up the thermal paste on the actual GPU die. Once you clean the thermal paste on the GPU die, you want to just do the same thing for the actual heatsink. You just want to take like some Kleenex or stuff and just clean this up. Alright, so once you clean the actual heatsink and the actual GPU die, you're going to take your thermal paste basically, and you're just going to put like a small, I want to say like a size of a grain of rice of thermal paste just on the actual die here. That's about as much as you want to put on, and then we're just going to reassemble. I'm going to clean this heatsink and then we'll reassemble it. Then we're just going to set the heatsink back on, and we're just going to tighten it back down with the screws we have here. And we're just going to tighten it back down. And once you get this screwed on, just make sure you tighten these in a crisscross order so you don't ruin like the surface mount diodes or whatever. You just want to be careful when you're tightening it to tighten it evenly. And once you get the things to where the springs are flat, the screws will just stop turning. And then you know not to turn it anymore. And then we can put the cooler back on, but before we put it on, we want to clean this up. Now before you screw the fan thing together, just make sure you plug in the fan header on the actual PCB before you screw it down, and then you can screw it down or else your fan's not going to work. And once you get that plug back in, you can finish tightening down the 4 screws to hold on the shroud, and then you should be done. And basically once you get those 4 screws back in, you're basically done. Don't over tighten them because they're just screwing into plastic. But yeah, basically you're done, and your graphics card should run a little colder now.